Hello, welcome to another week. In this week video or today's video, we are going to look at DHCP configuration on a server. So when we talk about DHCP, it actually stands for Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, which we are going to configure IP addresses on a central point, where that central point will automatically assign IP address to other computers from the server. So without wasting much time, what we need to do is we need to install the DHCP. The DHCP is a role on the server which we need to install. So from our server manager, we search for manage, then we go in for add roles and features. I will skip this because we have already gone through before you begin, so I'll move to next. I'll also move to next so we get to the roles. So under the roles, we are interested in this one, which is DHCP. So we just check the box, click inside the box. We have the pop-up, which is the additional features that the DHCP needs. So we just click on add features, then we move to next. We also move to next. From here we have the overview of the DHCP, which says the dynamic host configuration protocol allows servers to assign or release or lease IP addresses to computers and other devices that are enabled as DHCP clients. So deploying a DHCP server on a network provides computers and other TCP/IP based network devices with valid IP addresses and the additional configuration parameters these devices need, called DHCP options. So this allows computers and devices to connect to other network resources such as DNS servers, Win servers, and then also we have routers. So things to note: you should configure at least one static IP address on this computer, which we have already done when we're about deploying or install the Active Directory. Then before you install the DHCP server, you should plan your subnet scope and exclusion. Store the plan in a safe place for later reference. So move to next, then we click on install. So we wait for the DHCP to finish installing. So the DHCP row is done installing. So we can see it says what? Complete DHCP configuration. So we have to complete by clicking on that link and then we move. So we have the description here which says the following steps will be performed to complete the configuration of the DHCP server on the target computer. Create the following security groups for delegation of DHCP server administration. Administrators, users, authorize DHCP servers on target computer if what? Domain join. So move to next from here. Then use the following credentials. So I will be using this one as the administrator, that is the DHCP administrator here. So I will maintain the name and then I'll just click on commit and then we are done. So we click on close. Okay, so we close the add roles and features wizard. Now we will assign or configure the DHCP. So we go to the tools and then search for DHCP. So we click on it. Then let me minimize this one and then expand this one. So the DHCP console that we find ourselves in, we will just expand the server, which is the DHCP server. Expand, there's it. you need to know which version are you going to work with. Now I am sticking to version 4, so I'll expand version 4. Under version 4, this is what we have. We have the scope, which is options, we have the policies, we have the filters. So to create, we have to right click on the 4. We have options. We are going for the second option, which is a new scope. We click on it, then we follow, which says the scope for distributing IP addresses to computers. Move to next. From here we provide a scope name. So in this case I will use EG hyphen DHCP will be my scope name. Then I'll move to next. So this one, the start. So bear in mind that I will maintain the default network that I'm using. Let's cross check what address we are using. So we are using the 1.0 with a length of 24, so which is class C. So we have 192.168.1.0, sorry, 1 start, start 1. Then I will just specify the subnet max, which is everything here. So I can equally provide, okay, so let me provide this one, which is the end 192.168.1.254. So we proceed by clicking on next. So here the exclusion, so we want to exclude the first 10 address. So the start, we have 192.168.1.1. then it will end with 10, which is 1.10. then I'll click on add. Okay, good. So from 1 to 10 will not be automatically be assigned to other machines. So there's a move to next. From here, least duration, since this one is a lab wise, we just leave it like that. Default is what, 8 days. So move to next from here. And then with the option, yes, let's go through the option to see. So we maintain the yes and move to next. So we have the default gateway. Default gateway, what default gateway did I use for my server? Let's also go and confirm. Click on this. You need to know, so you need to always verify, know the addresses that you are using. Then you just use the one that you have to use. The one that you are not supposed to use should prevent. So in this case my gateway is 1.2, so we'll go back to the DHCP configuration, and then I would provide 192.168.1.2. I'll add, then I'll move to next. Okay, so we have the domain name, which has been detected, which is a DNS. We have the IP address of the DNS who has been detected. So here I will not do anything here. Move to next. Range, we will not provide any range server, so move to next. Then yes, we want to activate the scope, so we just click on maintain, make sure that it's on yes, then move to next, then finish. Okay, so our DHCP is almost set. Now we need to make sure that this IP version 4 sign, the exclamation mark that we have here should change to the green. So what we will have to do is just right click on the 4 and then click on what, refresh, and then now it has changed back to what, green. So we can see when we expand the scope, we have the scope here. When we expand, we have the address pool, we have the list, we have the reservation, and then the default one that we saw. So if I click on the pool, we have this one from 1 to what, 254, which is the range. Then the one that has been excluded is the one from 1 to what, 10. And then when you go to the list, we can see that now no IP address has been assigned. So without wasting much time, now let's go to the client machine to see whether the client will be able to obtain IP address from the DHCP server. So I'll click on it, and then I'll make sure that I log in to that account. I hope I remember my password. Okay, your account has time. Okay, so the time wise that we set. So let me go to the account, and then okay, I think I have another user account, so let me use that user account to log in, and then we set that one. Okay, let me use the administrator here, or let me use a different account so that at least we see what is happening. Well, so I have a user account by the name James Can Come. So let me check the login name, account k.james. So let's see other account. So we have the domain name domain name / k.james, then a password will follow. User must change password, so okay, so this one too, I have set time restriction on that. So let me kindly go to remove that time restriction from them. So login hours, let me add permit. So let me also permit, and I'll just click on OK. Then let me refresh. Refresh again, and let's see whether it will go through this time around. It should go through. So let me okay, let me restart the machine. Which account was that? I don't know. Let me confirm the account that I apply. Was it James or definitely? Let's see, account. Okay, so it was James, so let me rather use the James account. I thought it was Stu. So we have the domain name, k.james, then a password, password issue. Let me try again. Let's see whether the password is the right one. Okay, so it seems my password is not right, so let me change the reset the user password here. So I'll right click on the account, reset, then I input the new password. I hope it will pick. Okay, let's see, let me uncheck this box. Okay, password has been reset. Okay, let me refresh another again. So let's go and see whether this trip now it should pop up. So we have the domain k.james, then the password will follow. Okay, so now we are in. So we wait for the account to finish loading, then we check. Okay, so now the account is done loading. Now let's see whether right click on the network adapter, open network and sharing center. Let's check the IP address to see details. You can see that it's not having DHCP, is a static address that was given. So now let's try to change it to DHCP and then let's see the outcome. So close. Properties, provide the administrator credentials here. So okay, so properties, obtain, okay, close. Let's see, let's just trying to identify. So the DORA process is going through the DORA process. Discover offer, request. Then now let's see whether, so we can see that we have started, the machine have started receiving packet and sending packet. So let's click on details to see. We are getting a different address here. The address that this one is getting is 192.168.40.139. So what we have to do is, we are using a VMware, so make sure that the DHCP on it from the VMware is in a disabled state. So let's go and disable that. So what we do is we go to the edit tab, click on edit tab, we click on virtual network adapter, and then we select the adapter that we are using, which is the DHCP that the client machine is using is 40.0 network, right? So that means the net is what we focus on. Select the net, we click on change, yes. So I will just minimize the virtual machine, come here, the NAT, yeah. Then it says we uncheck this box. It says use local DHCP service to distribute IP address to VM. So we don't want that. Uncheck this one, then apply, then click on OK. Okay, now let's go back to the client machine and then let's check again. It's still receiving that 40 thing, so let's disable the adapter. Let's disable the adapter. and then enable it back, and then let's see. So now the network adapter is what disabled here. So if let's enable it and then observe. So enable, still provide a credential. So okay, we have the domain name, meaning that there is something good. So let's verify. Right click, status, details, and then we can see that finally the client, which is a Windows 10, is able to receive IP address from the DC. So the address that the DHCP has given to the Windows 10 machine is what, 11. All right, now for us to confirm that truly the address that this computer is having came from the DHCP server. So we go to the DC, then we go to the DHCP. Let's go to the DHCP. Then here we will just refresh, and then let's see. We come expand the scope. We click on this one, address leases. We click on it. Then we can see that under the DHCP address lease, we have 192.168.1.11, which has been assigned to the Windows 10. So this is how we configure DHCP when it comes to the server. So this also brings us to the end of the DHCP configuration. See you next time. Bye.